how strong is Shibai Otsutsuki and where does his power come from? In today's video, we're going to focus on what was revealed about this character in chapter 75 of Boruto to see if we can piece together what we've learned so far to get a better understanding of where his power comes from and what happened to him. So, who is Shibai Otsutsuki? Well, as explained by Amado, Shibai is an Otsutsuki god, in the sense that he is all-powerful, not that he rules over the Otsutsukis. He attained this power through karmic resurrection. He traveled the cosmos for several millennia, devouring chakra fruits from each planet, constantly upgrading himself and constantly resurrecting himself using the karma seal, up until the point that he became an Otsutsuki god. The same Otsutsuki god, a peerless existence that Ishiki told Ko to become by harvesting all the chakra fruits in the entire solar system. Now, in regards to Shibai Otsutsuki, it seems as if instead of feeding another Otsutsuki to the god tree in order to produce a chakra fruit, it seems as if he fed himself to the tree instead, which is why he underwent multiple karmic resurrections. This is the only way this would make sense. Now, this doesn't seem to be a problem here, but what was explained to us earlier on in Boruto is that Otsutsukis travel in pairs for this very reason. One of the Otsutsukis are always fed to the god tree in order to produce the fruit, and the remaining Otsutsuki would take the fruit back to the clan. Now, what it seems like is that Shibai was also a rebel similar to Ishiki. They weren't planning on bringing any chakra fruits back to the clan, they wanted to take them for themselves. So this would explain why Shibai, instead of having a partner as with other Otsutsukis, he traveled alone and conquered the cosmos and took all the fruits for himself. Now, this doesn't mean that Shibai never had a partner. It's highly possible that he did, and he betrayed that partner and fed him to the tree and then went off alone to conquer the rest of the solar system or the galaxy or the universe, whatever you want to call it. So this also opens the door to have theories about who that partner was, how strong was he, and what happened to him, but we're going to save that for another video. Now, Amado also said that Shibai's various abilities were quite incredible, it's said. Without needing to weave hand signs as with ninjutsu, he generated storms with the wave of his hand and could even call forth thunderbolts with just an angry roar. These abilities were given the name Shinjutsu. Such godlike abilities were neither ninjutsu nor sage arts. They were phenomena equivalent to divine miracles. He then explained that Ada's dojutsu ability and also her love ability, along with Damon's reflection ability, are all Shinjutsu abilities that came from Shibai himself. This was done by transplanting Shibai's DNA into the bodies of Ada and Damon. He also explained that Code's claw marks are also Shinjutsu, as are Sukuna Hikona and the Daikokuten. Those are the abilities that were passed down to Kawaki by Ishiki. Now, Amado was able to do this because he somehow has access to Shibai's body that he left behind. Because what they explain later on is that Shibai is no longer with us, he's no longer in this plane of existence as confirmed by Momoshiki himself, which means that Shibai is dead. Well, not really. As explained by Amado, it's also possible that Shibai, by becoming so powerful, transcended the physical form. He no longer needed a tie to the physical realm. He became so powerful that a physical body, a vessel, meant nothing to him, so he ascended and left his body behind deliberately. Now, this is really far-fetched, and this is just like another scale of power when it comes to the Naruto power system and all that jazz, but this is just mind-breaking, to be honest. Just imagine someone being so powerful that they no longer require a body. He basically became a literal god, a spiritual being, which does lead into a very interesting theory that I'm gonna save for another video on who Shibai is, which is a very popular character in Naruto lore. We're gonna say that for another video, we don't need to get into that right now. But all we need to know is that Shibai is a very powerful Otsutsuki. He seems to be the only Otsutsuki god known to all the Otsutsukis so far, or maybe even known to us, because it's still possible that Momoshiki knows of other Otsutsuki gods. Because let's be real here, Momoshiki knew about Shibai, he never told us until Amado decided to tell the other characters. So it's still possible that there are other Otsutsuki gods out there, because it doesn't seem to be that these gods are just like singular beings that are just omnipotent, meaning that they're the strongest beings in the entire verse. What it seems like is that anyone is capable of becoming a god. Well, any Otsutsuki, as long as they absorb enough power, which is what seems to be the case here for Shibai. Now if someone did in fact kill Shibai, I want to know who that person was, and this leaves open another door for another theory as well, which I also made a video on a few weeks ago speaking about the gods above the Otsutsukis, and this was kind of implied that in this chapter as well when in regards to Ada's abilities, because Momoshiki kind of implied that one of her abilities at least were Shinjutsu, and I have some theories on that ability not even being an Otsutsuki ability to begin with, because something about it doesn't make sense, you know. But again, we're gonna save that for another video. I do believe that this chapter though it just opened the door for multiple theories, and we're gonna have multiple videos coming over the course of this week going into next week, because I have a lot of shit I want to get out. I was gonna do like a full chapter review to get into everything, but you know, some technical difficulties happened and I just decided to just break it up instead, because I'm sure you guys have heard everything about the chapter so far. You guys have watched maybe multiple chapter reviews, you don't need another one. So we're just gonna break it up and speak about individual things that I think is very important for us to get into. For example, this one as regards to Shibai Otsutsuki and where his power comes from. So just to wrap it up in a bow, Shibai Otsutsuki or Shibai Otsutsuki is over several millennia years old, which means that he's likely older than Momoshiki and Kaguya, because Momoshiki implied that he has been around for over a millennia, while it's implied that Shibai has been around for over several millennia, which implies that he's older. And another thing we know for a fact is that Shibai Otsutsuki has the abilities of Daemon, Ada, and Code, since their abilities came from his DNA, and it's directly implied that these abilities came from Shibai himself. It wasn't implied that these were some sort of genetic mutation, which means that Shibai likely didn't have those abilities, although that could be the case and the mother doesn't know what he's talking about, which I doubt is the case, to be honest. So Shibai so far has the ability to reflect attacks, has the ability to use the Senringan to see into the past and also see present time, and also has the ability to use claw marks to travel through dimensions and all that jazz. And while I don't subscribe to the idea that somehow Ishiki got his abilities from Shibai, I do believe it's possible that they have similar abilities, because it seems as if Shibai has the dojutsu that Ishiki has. Now people believe that this is definitively stating that somehow Ishiki got his dojutsu from Shibai, while omitting the fact that there are multiple Otsutsukis that have renegons that do different things. So these eyes may look alike but have different abilities, or they may have the same abilities but they're not from the same person, if you understand what I'm saying. All in all, Shibai is absolutely broken. He's an absolutely broken character with all these abilities. Now it's still up in the air whether he has Ada's love ability, because what Momoshiki implied is that it's not a Shinjutsu ability, which could also mean it's not an Otsutsuki ability, and I'm going to explain that in my video explaining Ada's ability, so look out for that later on this week. All in all, this is all information we got on Shibai so far. Of course, we're going to get more information later on. We're going to do update videos and all that jazz, so look out for that as well. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you like the video, drop a like, and also comment to let me know your thoughts down below. But above all else guys, have a great day. Peace out.